Once again, a weird upgrade to give.
Weird, weird upgrade. Weird that it worked, but also we are about to enter a world where every piece of software is just built by ChatGPT, by guys pretending they know how software works. So yeah, every piece of software is going to get worse, guys. You think software is bad now? Wait until it's generated by one company with unclear goals.
Well, I mean, Adobe was halfway there anyway, so.
Hello, and welcome to Is That Some Kind of Japanimation Thing? A show that does remember love, but only saw it in like the original SD print. Hasn't gotten around to watching the Blu-ray master of Love, but we remember it. My name is Scott,
And I am Justin.
and today we are finishing up the A side of season 2 with Macross Plus: the movie edition. Before we get into that, we have to mention that this episode is brought to you by Hobby Link Japan and their Macross kit selection. Some of these are from Bandai, some of these are from Hasegawa. They cover the entire Macross franchise. So if you need, I don't know, say a YF-19 or a YF-21, hell, you can even get the mass production. You can get the VF-19, which comes in red. It comes in red, Justin. You can also get, if you are a keener, if you're a keener, you can get the VF-11 with the extra camera gear from that sequence where, Gold almost murders the main character. That's in there. That's in there if you're a completist. Not the ghost, where they're not that completist enough. I'm annoyed. I like to buy kits in groups, and not having that third one from one show bugs me. But that's me. Get what you like on HLJ.com. The link is in the description so that they know we sent you, and that gives us some bucks on every sale. The other thing we have to mention is that this episode, you can also, if you just want to give us money directly, not a few cents, but a few dollars, you can back us on Ko-fi. Ko-fi is a platform that allows you to offer one-time or multiple donations to content creators you like. And if you give us money on Ko-fi, you will get episodes early, including timed exclusives. Like, for example, Ninja Scroll will be out in 2 weeks if you're on the free feed, but anyone on the paid feed has had access for a while. Also part of our Ko-fi plan is our campaign to have a bonus episode dedicated to me explaining as many legal things about Macross as I can.
Now, Scott, when you say bonus episode, people are probably wondering, that's like going to be 15, 20 minutes. How long do you think this is going to go?
Oh, well,
how long?
Okay. So now, is
this going to be a bonus episode or a bonus miniseries?
It is going to depend on how deep down the rabbit hole I go, because it comes in phases. There is the fact that Tatsunoko and Big West spent 10 years not agreeing on who owned what in terms of the original Macross, and then 20 more years not agreeing on who owned what in the original Macross. And that's just in Japan. Then we have real estate developer Harmony Gold deciding they owned a lot of the original Macross, at least in North America and Europe, and suing a lot of people about that. We also have weird interludes with George Lucas, DC Comics, Hasegawa model kits, Revel model kits, the FASA Gameworks, the guys who make BattleTech, Kevin Sembieda, the guy that made the Robotech RPG, Italian Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi will figure into this, I promise you.
The Bunga Bunga Man himself.
Yep. He's in there. If you want to understand why, you have to give me $5. And you also have to tell your friends to give me $5 so that when we get up to about $60, I'll explain it all.
Imagine the Pepe Silver Pepe Silva board, folks. That's what we're talking about here.
It all comes together, my man. It all comes together. Anyway, you can back us on coffee if you feel like it, or if you feel like hearing about how DC Comics almost stopped Robotech from happening.
Like, literally, I didn't even know DC was involved in this. People, $5. Come on.
Yeah.
It's got to be a dozen of you. $5. Give us some change, and I get to learn something. You have no idea how much I love that. I'm old. I thought I knew everything by now, but there are things I don't know.
We love learning things on this show. We do. We love learning things we love learning new things. We love learning things that we don't know. We also love maybe Macross Plus the movie, directed by Shinichiro Watanabe, best known for a number of things, but let's say Carol and Tuesday, written by Keiko Nobumoto, known for a number of things, including one episode of Carol and Tuesday. I say that because the B-side of season 2 is about Carol and Tuesday.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
that's something.
There we go. So, Justin,
Scott,
the movie takes the miniseries and cuts it down to a theatrical feature length. It does so with a bit of added footage. It does this with a bit of altered footage, some new voiceover on existing scenes, just to make it all stick together. So, Justin, we started this season with a discussion of filler. And because I am a brain genius, I did this entirely on purpose. I want you to tell me, do you like the 4-hour version or the 2-hour version?
I really prefer the 2-hour version, Scott. Wait, were they full hour-long episodes?
Yeah, they were, well, like 40. The shortest one was like 45-ish, and the longest one was like 50-something. They were all around an hour long if you include the multilingual credits on Disney Plus. But this was these were pretty beefy episodes, and they cut them down mostly by eliminating episodes 1 and 3, which says a lot about episodes 1 and 3. But no. Now, how do you feel about seeing this presented in a tighter way?
I liked it. I mean, it felt like we were getting more. Like, that karaoke scene, was that in there?
Yeah, the karaoke sequence
Kate
was
and
there.
Her husband? Okay. Because it just sort of bounced off me when they went there, and then she had her next breakdown. But no, I enjoyed it. It hung together much better. We didn't get most of his backstory of him, we didn't get him writing checks his ass can't cash. We literally just had someone say, you keep writing checks your ass can't cash. And we say, okay, fine, we believe you. This guy, he's a troublemaker, but it was very enjoyable.
Eliminating so much of episode 1, because the movie really starts with Gould and Myung, and Isamu just sort of shows up at the 20-minute mark, really, as just a guy who is the new guy on the Top Gun project, which means like the whole story is centered on our antagonists, Sharon and Gould, and now Myung is actually the protagonist of this, and Isamu is just a guy. And I think it's interesting that actually shifts the perspective around in an interesting way. It does force the movie to find ways to make Isamu more sympathetic, and it doesn't quite get there till a little like the back half, really. But again, he's not the protagonist anymore. Myung is.
He's very reactive in this. He's like the guy that shows up to make everyone's life difficult.
Yeah, we have Gold is having problems, Myung is having problems, and Isamu is making them worse. That is now the story.
Was it the same Colonel?
Oh yeah, it's still Colonel Millard, but because they've cut his time down, we don't necessarily he is not a villain of negligence anymore. He is not. I mean, we still get the scene where he is like, "Oh hey, it turns out that Gold is taking the Proud Warrior race guy hormone replacement therapy. Maybe we should not. Is that bad for us? Is that a thing we should ask about or tell about in the Space Navy?" And then he just shreds the documents because he believes in piloted navy. It's not that he believes in uh, letting people get away with things. Except we get a new scene where it's like, I used to get in trouble when I was a hot shot. I used to write checks my ass couldn't cash. Now is I, the colonel, who must cover the debits, the overdrafts of those checks for other people.
Good job. Got that metaphor working. Good job.
I made it happen. I got there. I got there.
Was there any new animation in it?
Yeah, I think we get so a lot of it is just about re-editing things. So we get like a lot more intercutting. So we see all the concert scenes, the really lavishly animated concert scenes, recut against equally lavishly animated fighter test scenes. So it's less. It feels snappier, and it draws a lot of the conflicts closer together, where it's not just, oh, we have the fighter montage and then the concert montage. They're the same montage now. It's the same conflict. This is really good. In the first concert sequence where they're like strapping Myung down to be like the emotional anchor of Sharon, at the same time Gould is being strapped down to be like Zen master fighter pilot brain control guy. That's again that contrast becomes more apparent. I think the themes get a lot tighter that way. And something that one of the new scenes that I really want to highlight is that Lucy is chasing Dyson now as opposed to Dyson chasing Lucy.
Right.
And the new scene is like the new scene that establishes is Dyson's character now, as opposed to him crashing, like shooting up his own guys and crashing his own planes, is that he's on a date with Lucy, and Lucy asks, like, what do you get out of being a test pilot? And he is just a goof on the dock. Like he runs around making airplane noises and doing hand things.
Well, to be honest, the hand thing was pretty cool.
Like he's also flirting, but there is this moment where he is like mid goofing around flirting with her, and he just stops his hand a half inch short of touching her boob and says, "Hey, is this gonna get like in a flirty way?" It's like permission to land, and it's like, yeah, he's flirty, but he's pausing to get consent. When the core conflict between Young Gold and Isamu is that there was an attempted sexual assault, trigger warning, the idea that the good guy in that scenario is like, hey, consent? And Lucy just goes, yeah, but let's get let's shower first. It's sticky. It's sticky out here. Which is like a very I don't know if it's actually a thing in Japanese dating, but it is a very much a thing in pornos about Japanese dating, where it's like, no, let's shower before.
Well, I understand culturally bathing is very important and significant, so
Yeah. Also, like you're way more likely to do it at a hotel, and that's just part of going ahead. But yeah, no, like I really like that, as like we have established that Dyson is a goofball who loves flying, but also he respects women's bodily autonomy.
be a Dyson, kids.
Yeah, like pause for a moment to say a dumb line before you cop a feel. The other thing I think, yeah, we also get the longer concert scenes. So, like Information High gets a really much more lavish hologram sequence where like birds are breaking out of the windows, but the windows are holograms.
Yes.
So you get yeah. Like that's the big show. Like that's actually the showpiece of the movie version, because like all of the fight scenes are the same. I hadn't watched the movie version in a long time, and I was expecting the movie version to have like, oh yeah, the last fight scene will be also very lavish. But no, like all the added sequences are for the concerts, which is interesting. And also it shows off a lot of like the new version of Information High shows off a lot of technical prowess from the animation team, because there's a great mix of different techniques going on where they've got the fake glass, the hologram glass breaking, and then there's a CG screen where the glass was. It's so good. And also they're
See,
doing
I must have misread that because it didn't look like it was holographic glass. I thought, oh well, once again, people are not
well,
being taken care of on the
well
ground level.
again, I think that's based on the fact that they learned how to draw breaking glass real good in the direct to video cut, right? Like they're using that asset, that technique pool to show this in a different way. Also, they're drawing birds, and birds are hard. Birds are hard. Not as hard as moose, but up there on the scale of animals that are hard to draw in motion.
I will take your word for it, as I've not had to draw either of them.
Our
A
mutual
moose that
friend
I'm like
friend
hunt.
Shell was like, we have a friend Shell. They draw a lot of wilderness inspired comics, and we were talking about like, no, moose have like 5 joints in every limb, and that makes them hard to figure out.
They got like 17 foot of limb to take care of, so you
Yeah,
know.
also they're huge. And yeah, anyway, what I'm saying is that birds are hard to draw, and it's an ongoing thing for animators to like do well. So usually when you see birds in flight, it's a flex.
Now these were computer generated birds, right?
I think they might have been computer enhanced. They might have been computer colored, like just the way the light was coming through them. They were perhaps they drew a base thing and then used a computer tool to give them weird lighting effects.
Okay.
It's still a flex because it's 1994 and any CG is a flex at that point.
Yes.
Something else I want to bring up is that if you're watching this on Disney Plus through the power of, I don't know, actually living outside of America or just using some computer software to make it seem like you're outside America, because Disney Plus is home to all the Macross everywhere but America. See our bonus episode where I explain how Harmony Gold keeps fucking up Macross for everybody. $5 on Kofi, link in the description. Oh, the captions are worse. These are not
Oh
subtitle
no.
tracks. These are closed captions, and they were bad in the miniseries cut, but they're worse now. They're worse now. There's more just intrusive character names, but not the character names. Just like Yang is reduced to hacker.
Was he different in this?
I
Was
think
his he still
no,
seemed kind of creepy on occasion,
like he was
but he
Yang
was
was basically the same guy, and I think he's also not as fun. Like he we don't get the scene where he's introduced as like Isamu assumes he's some guy's nephew and then proves that he's smart. We just skip to the part where he's mad that Isamu is breaking the 19, and then we get the scene where he hijacks the holograms in the first concert, and then we get the
yes.
scene where he's already sitting in the cockpit before they, you know, do their daring journey to Earth, and there's not a lot of in between. Oh no, there's like the one scene where you see his hacker den where he, it's 800 pounds of computer in a in a 1 bedroom apartment and no bed. That's still there. I think it's also interesting. One of the changes is that when Sharon starts to escalate the love triangle, where she's setting fires in her own in her own control room after Myung shows up drunk after work and
She's
complains about
backed
her
up
job.
outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like that sequence where she's like causing problems on purpose to make the love triangle escalate. Uh, Dyson doesn't go.
No.
It's just Gould. Dyson does not have a high speed motorcycle chase to the concert venue. It's just the next day, and oh yeah, no, like yeah, congratulations, you listened to the phone call, assumed it was fake, and didn't, which is an interesting change. And again, it maybe puts Myung in the protagonist seat a little more especially for siding with Gold.
No, I found it difficult to remember like the original version because it's been a bit uh since we watched that. All right, so he did go to
Well, in the
join to
original,
as
in the original, he got the call at his house and hopped on the motorcycle, got in trouble with the cops. Whereas here in this version, he gets the call at the hotel with Lucy all noodly draped on him, and it's like, yeah, this is a weird call. I don't know. I'm already enjoying myself. Hang up.
So there's a surveillance level intimated here because the AI knew where he was.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Even before Marge plugs in the combat AI.
Once again, a weird upgrade to give.
Weird, weird upgrade. Weird that it worked, but also we are about to enter a world where every piece of software is just built by ChatGPT, by guys pretending they know how software works. So yeah, every piece of software is going to get worse, guys. You think software is bad now? Wait until it's generated by one company with unclear goals.
Adobe was halfway there anyway, so.
I'm just talking about the underlying shit more than anything. It's like never mind software that adds AI and you have to turn it off or work around it. It's just that no, like the building blocks of the internet are going to be generated by chatbots based on freshman year textbooks from 5 years ago. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
He's being a little sarcastic, folks.
One more sarcastic remark. Something that I should have noticed.
As Macross Plus tried to warn us, AI is bad.
Macross Plus, an underrated tome in the robot apocalypse literature. I mean, we all worry. We all know our Terminators. We all know our I have no mouths and I must screams. But Macross Plus, really anticipating just people slapping software against each other willy-nilly to get a goal. Just lines of code working together for no reason, and disastrous results ensue. Sharon Apple was popular and successful as a virtual pop idol, with one person basically just nudging the holograms during concerts. Marge had to be like, no, what if no person? What if combat AI? that will make a better pop idol because, obviously his beliefs about pop idols are very bent. We should do Perfect Blue. Before the end of the season. Yeah. I think especially with Carol and Tuesday also being about pop idols, we got to do the pop idol movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
One I did have the pleasure of seeing before, own it on Blu-ray. Wonderful film.
Oh no, amazing movie. But yeah, absolutely. Before the end of season 2, we'll do Perfect Blue. But earlier, if you back us on Ko-fi, link in the description. Thank you very much. Always be selling.
Now Perfect Blue wasn't released as a 4-episode OAV that got cut down into one film, was it? It was always
just the movie. Like Oshii almost always worked theatrical, which is a thing about him. A thing I should have noticed in the last episode is just like during this is a total tangent and it's just a weird joke, but like during the like big ceremony at Macross City, there's like the military band. They have weird trumpets. The military band has weird trumpets. They appear to not have valves. They appear to have a slide. They are tiny trombones, actually. And I was like,
they're trumpets. No.
Yes.
The trumpets. We'll go with that. I did notice. I don't know if I missed it when we watched it. Yeah. I don't know if I missed it when we watched it originally. The crowd shots are very static.
Yeah, no.
Like everyone is very enthusiastic and frozen.
Especially compared to the first concert sequence where everyone's like, they've got glow sticks and we see them moving around. Like the end concert is perhaps you obviously you want them zombies later, but like early on they should be much less zombie.
They should be into it.
They should be super high.
No, it's like when they arrive initially at the beginning of the movie, the crowds, it's like, you see Sharon Apple server rolling down in front of immobile crowds.
Yeah.
Completely unmoved.
Yeah, that would be a thing you would do as an animator to show off specifically because crowd scenes are so hard. It's so hard. You have to you would have to be like, no, we're going to do 6 layers. We're going to do 6 layers of animation, 6 layers of cells just to have different guys moving around at different times. And no, that didn't happen there. The last thing I want to bring up is that the episode 4 version ends pretty abruptly, and this one stops again because Myung is the protagonist now in a weird way, to be like, actually, now that Sharon's server is destroyed-ish, let's have a little moment where she keeps talking. We have her like little Daisy moment as she's spinning down. It's like, I just wanted people to love me. Did I do that? Was I wrong? Yes, you were very wrong. Actually, everything. Like we both made the same mistake. Evil combat robot, also pop star. But we are going to turn you off, and Myung gets to pull out the combat AI chip and just be like, okay, now it's really over.
Was
Yeah.
Gould's death a lot more graphic in this version, or did I just
Yes. Yeah.
okay?
It was also that was also extended. Like that was the combat sequence that got extended, was him just chasing the X9, and we see like they are pushing the fighters to the limit and they're peeling the paint off, and it yeah.
By paint, you mean his face?
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Like they show the paint peeling off of both fighters, and then the face peeling off and like ribs cracking, and I'm like, oh, that's real bad.
That's
The suit's designed to make the ribs not crack. I know that.
yeah. He's just going a level beyond, and it's cool because he's controlling it with his mind. He doesn't need to see, so his eyes collapse into his skull, and he's still flying that jet.
Like this is it. Like this, because this was released theatrically, this had to pass through like a different layer of censorship board than the direct to video. So like, oh yeah, eye collapsing is fine, which we saw in Ninja Scroll too. Actually, that's
Yeah,
fair.
Dr. Wortham has nothing to do with this,
No, no,
but has upped their game on a few sequences.
yeah, and we get again. I think having and again the ending is so abrupt in 4, and then having this where after the shutdown of Sharon and having a scene where it's like Dyson kind of confesses or expresses himself to Myung, and just like, yeah, I'm glad I heard your song. I'm glad you're back. And also I'm still gonna make fun of you. I'm still gonna neg you.
She does seem to get her mojo back
She definitely has the
after.
mojo.
I just watched another show, another movie about pop stars fighting demons externally,
Yeah.
and having having a musician get their performance zing back is a definitely a big plot element in that too.
You
We're not
know,
going to be able to talk about K-pop demon hunters, are we, Scott?
no, I will say
No.
that like K-pop demons are also AI. I think that's fair to say. The boy band is as manufactured as a lot of as a lot of AI bands. This is I think K-pop I think K-pop Demon Hunters rejects a lot of the structure of K-pop in many ways.
Which is good.
Like K-pop is bad for the performers. Bad. They like the scenes where they eat food. Those don't happen if you're in K-pop, especially as a woman.
No. Yes. You've had your 700 calories for today.
Take more B12. That's as good as food. All right, back to Macross Plus. What is your big takeaway? This is your introduction to actually watching Macross as opposed to hearing stories about Carl Masick or whatever.
I I read the first two novels and read a few
Oh,
comics.
the Jack McKinney novels.
Jack McKinney. Yes, the Richard Hollinson of the anime adaptation.
I don't know why they had to be one guy. I think Brian and Jim could have just been like Robotech Part 1 by Brian and Jim.
I mean, that would have been good, although there probably might have been some issues if they had to organize them on the shelves. It's like sometimes it'd be Brian's last name over here, then look, I don't know how publishing works. I don't know how animation works. I don't know how a lot of things work, even if I'm getting paid for it. So yes, I enjoyed it. I think if I hadn't had a little familiarity with the setting, I would have gone, "Why is this big robot in the middle of the city?" Once again, they don't hold your hand. It's like, once again, is this guy an alien? Oh, he's an alien. They were a little bit more
Well,
explicit, I think, in the film,
yeah, I think
or
like
it didn't
just
get
by
passed over.
just by like having putting more highlight on the scene where it's like, hey, Goldstop has started taking the Proud Warrior Race Guy HRD. Like having that scene be just bigger by volume. It's the same
Yeah,
scene, but like you don't have a bunch of other smaller scenes where he's just taking pills and you don't know why.
does he have indigestion?
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
I presume at some point we're going to come back to Macross or Southern Cross or Mospiata. I don't know.
I think at some point we will probably at because the format of the show makes it hard for me to pick long running things. So like even Macross Delta 25 episodes feels like a lot for me.
It's a bit of an investment.
Yeah, but I think at some point we will come back for Do You Remember Love, if nothing else, because that is the movie version of the original series.
Okay, I was about to say because you mentioned that at the beginning. I'm like, was that the subtitle of what we just watched? I don't
No.
recall. But no, okay, no, that's the original. All right.
Yeah, that's the movie recut of the original, and that'd be a good bonus episode. If that's on Disney Plus, we'll definitely do that pretty soon. But I would also like to revisit Mos Beta or actually visit Mos Beta because that's just good on its own.
That's the bike one, right?
That's the bike one. It's also I think better than Macross, the original Macross. That's me. That's me. But Mospeda's is really cool and kind of gets swept under the rug of being like, well, the part of Robotech people don't talk about because of reasons.
12 contributions of $5 each, folks.
12 contributions of $5 each. Well, we already have one. We have Brad. Brad's on the top
Thank you,
on
Brad.
the ticker.
Yeah.
Brad rocks. I have not actually checked my Kofi in a while, so maybe we're at 2. Thanks to anyone who's the second guy if you're already there. Um, but I think from my perspective, I have always maintained that I have a hard time. I have had a lot more access to fan subbed anime, and I've always had a hard time connecting with Macross, specifically because of the pop idol half of it, where it just takes up a lot of space, and it's often the same song. It's just like this scene is
Lin
this
Min,
character doing
Lin,
the same song, and
Lin Min May?
it gets I bounce off it. I bounce off it, and also many of them are not all that good. Macross
Mm.
Plus is perhaps too good for the franchise. It's unfair that it is that good. I have started trying to rewatch Macross 7, which also follows a big dumb man driving a very fancy plane. Uh, this is one where the pop idols are also flying the planes. They are a rock band
Oh, there you go.
who use
Okay.
who
You
use
sold
their
me. I'm on.
they are a rock band who also are able to use their instruments to control the flight paths of their fighter jets at the same time.
Oh my God. Was this made into a rock band video game, Scott? Because I would
I
play
would
that
I
for a
wish
day.
I'm hoping I can find a like I'm hoping I can find a Macross 7 video game on PS3 and hook my Guitar Hero controller to it just to see if I can try. But Macross 7 is on Disney Plus. It is about a big dumb himbo who just wants to play rock music and discover the secret chord that is making space hard for people and it's it he just wants to help and play his song.
No, no, we need to go back. Scott, I need a rock band mecha game. I need to go back in time walk in the door and say, "Stop, Activision! Before you shut down this division, we're gonna make a Rock Band Mecha game." I know I own Rock Band Lego, but I've never played it.
Well, at the same time, we can also go back in time, go to Konami and be like, before you shut down Guitar Freaks, make a Macross game with Guitar Freaks.
Yes.
I
We're talking about changing the past. Let's do it for the most minimal thing ever.
mean, you should only use time travel for dumb things or things that are personally gratifying.
Frivolous things.
If I had a time machine, I would save Martin Luther King Jr., but only so that he can hit people with a baseball bat that just quote him in bad faith. Just driving
There you
around
go.
Washington, D.C. in February and letting him hit people.
That still helps.
Would you watch more Macross, even if I told you this is the best one?
I mean, not when you phrase it like that.
Okay. Okay. Like, I show you Star Trek 2. Would you watch another Star Trek movie?
Yes. And then you would show me the motion picture out of Cruelty, and I would say, why did you do that?
Okay.
Why are they wearing those outfits, and why did nothing happen for 40 minutes at a time? We spent an hour flying around a spaceship. Well, I'm deadly honest, that would actually be kind of cool in it. But you look at the top of the game, and it's like, yeah, nothing will ever be that good. But
Like
it'll still be fun.
Sometimes you just, again, I think this came out in North America due to a quirk of Harmony Gold's business practices and not them. And okay, this came out in North America in 1998. It actually aired. The only time it aired on TV was in Canada.
YTV?
1998, Teletoon. The first year. The first
50-50.
Well, no, and I think this might be another whole bonus episode where we talk about Teletoon abandoning anime. But no, they Teletoon used to run for the first couple of years late night anime blocks. And so in 1998, over the course of a weekend, they aired the OVA and then the movie at midnight, a bit at a time, like 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, movie on Sunday. And that was the first time this ever aired in North America. And that's the result of Harmony Gold kind of dropping the ball and letting Manga Entertainment bring this over on Laserdisc and Blu and DVD, Laserdisc and DVD. And that was my introduction to Macross as an actual thing. I had heard of Robotech. I understood what Carl did to get that on TV. But my introduction to Macross was just seeing the physical, the home media version floating around and watching bits and pieces of this. And so my grounding in Macross has always been this really high budget production from someone who only worked on this one Macross project and never came back. So every other Macross thing is like, oh, this is from a different guy with different priorities, and also he's working at a TV budget. So, I don't blame him for having a TV budget, but it's also just Kawamori's interests are different from Watanabe's. We'll talk about how every Watanabe show is about two guys, a girl, and their unresolved emotional issues in a bit. In a bit.
Is there ever a pizza place involved?
Only in Carol and Tuesday, actually.
Oh, well, there you go.
But Carol and Tuesday shakes up the formula by being about two girls and a guy.
And so I'm assuming he's a combination of Nathan Fillion and Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
We need to talk about Nathan Fillion sometime because he must have done an anime voiceover. That guy is voicing everything in the world.
He does a lot of voiceover, but I don't. God, he also used to do a lot of video game voiceover. I think if he had not booked TV work, he probably would have ended up doing something with Blue Water and he'd just be like, "Oh yeah, he's this random bad guy in Mega Man X," but that never happened. Possible future bonus episode: me explaining Canada's outsized role in old anime, just by virtue of union rules and currency exchange rates. If that's the thing you'd like, you can leave a
And very
comment.
talented voice actors.
Oh yeah, no, like these guys were very talented. That's also part of it. It's just you had a bunch of working actors in Vancouver being able to sustain themselves between voiceover, TV, and theater work, and they just had to stay. They got to stay in one place and book a lot of big contracts. This will be a big part of the Ranma season. I don't know what season the Ranma season is, but it's coming.
Admire the planning ahead.
I have loose ideas, and it comes down to, all right. Right now we are doing our AI and pop idol season. Next season might be fantasy and might be romantic comedies. We'll see. I'll ask
Yeah.
Justin which one he wants to do more.
I enjoy a good rom-com.
I think you'll like rom. The plan for rom com season is genuinely delightful, but for now, we are going to close out side A of season 2. Thank you for enjoying our exploration of Macross Plus, the best Macross thing, and also, please
We
leave
did
a
discuss the
rating.
nudity, right?
Before I go to full closeout mode, let's talk about nudity.
There was.
Yeah, this
saw a
was
pair of
titty, just titty.
there were some breasts. And yes, that surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, well, they obviously had a good time together, and they don't have the L-shaped blankets in Japan.
Actually, this is a good point for a tangent. So, yes, this was released in theaters in Japan, which means it had to go through the main censorship board as opposed to the home video censorship board. But anime has had a pretty good time pointing out that the most expensive, most exclusive version of their product has actual nipples in it. There are stories going back to 1981 from the theatrical recuts of Mobile Suit Gundam, which worked a lot like this. Mobile Suit Gundam was a 39 episode show. They cut it into 3 movies for to spite the guys that made Spaceship Yamato. Longer story, but they turned the original Gundam into 3 movies, and part of turning it into 3 movies meant there was a shower scene with female lead Sailor Mass, which was notorious for people bringing actual cameras and standing up in the middle of. No, they would. And this was 1980, when it was hard to get anime titty, like proper anime titty. But this was a thing. So there is a long tradition of just like, no, we'll go further for the theatrical cut, even though we're going direct to home video. Like, all of Macross Plus was direct to home video, different set of standards, different censorship team. They could have put a lot of nudity in this. We will cover this. We will do bonus episodes with a lot of nudity soon enough. But no, just for this, no nudity.
Was not expecting that.
Yeah,
but well done job, everyone.
Yeah. Good time had by all. All right. Well,
please
again,
resume the sign off.
Yeah. Okay. I will make this happen in the edit. If I have to redub, I will. But I will say, hey, I want to thank you for your time, your attention. If you want to leave a rating or a review, that's much appreciated. If you want to just recommend us to a friend, if you have another anime fan or an anime curious person in your life that just needs a ride along, a little tag along. I have been talking to a lot of people who are getting into Trigun now because of the new show and the deluxe reprints of the manga. And I'm like, hey, I've got this podcast where you can tag along while we watch it. Just recommendations are still the primary way podcasts spread. YouTube thinks they're going to fix that, and They won't, because YouTube can't fix anything. But again,
No, they can only
beyond
make things worse. Good
yeah,
job, YouTube.
that's all they do. That's all they do. But again, beyond ratings and reviews, you can obviously visit our sponsor at hlj.com. The link is in the description. We will have that link will lead you to a selection of model kits and action figures and statuettes from the Macross franchise, should you want more of those. You can also back us on Coffee just because you like us or because you want to support our bonus episode where I explain extremely fiddly details about legal shenanigans surrounding Robotech. Again, including why does Jetfire look weird now? Yes, the Transformers will also come up. The Transformers will also come up. But until next time. Oh, yeah, Microman, possibly involved. But again, if you are on the free feed, the next episode is Ninja Scroll. Otherwise, we will be back for the B-side of Season 2 with Carol and Tuesday.